I'd like to share a story about a man who never updated the beneficiary of his 401k, and as a result, a woman he dated for just 2 years, almost 40 years ago, is set to inherit over $1 million. I'll connect this story to some practical financial advice to help make sure something similar doesn't happen in your family. As a financial advisor, I've corrected these kinds of oversights on client accounts more often than I would have expected, which is why it's a key review point in my practice now. But let's first discuss a recent story from the Wall Street Journal. It involves Jeffrey Rollison and Margaret, who now goes by Peggy. They dated in the 1980s when Jeffrey started working at a Procter & Gamble plant. Shortly into his job, he enrolled in the company's 401k plan. This was before the internet, so he designated Peggy, someone he was dating for only a few years there, as his beneficiary using a 3x5 index card stored in company files. Life moved on, and so did their relationship. Years later, Peggy moved on, got married, and had 2 children of her own. Jeffrey also moved on, eventually marrying and later separating in 2014. He passed away at 59, single and childless, without a will or instructions for his assets. Jeffrey's brothers hired an estate lawyer to figure out his assets, including a $66,000 home, a collection of used BMWs that weren't worth too much, and 2 cats. However, accessing his 401k proved challenging. Procter & Gamble's online system read, "You don't have any beneficiary designation online. Any particular beneficiary designations on file with the plan will be retained by P&G but are not viewable on this site." I am sure you can already start to put together where this becomes a problem, because Jeffrey had not any updates to his plan. Jeffrey's brothers, his ex-wife, and Peggy all had a potential claim on the 401k money. The brothers argued that no beneficiary designation should mean the estate inherits the 401k. However, the court ruled in favor of Peggy, stating that the beneficiary designation on the index card superseded all other information. Peggy will inherit over $1 million pending an appeal. Now let's connect this story to practical retirement planning. Many people don't realize that 401k and IRA assets operate outside of a will along with insurance products. Even if Jeffrey had a will naming his brothers, Peggy would still inherit the 401k because it operates independently, governed by its own set of rules. It's crucial to regularly review and update your 401k and IRA beneficiaries. Life changes, including marriage and divorce, which can impact your beneficiary designations. You wouldn't want your retirement money accidentally going to an ex-spouse, would you? Blended families also face unique challenges. Consider a scenario where you have $1 million IRA and 2 children from a previous marriage. If you remarry and designate your new spouse as the beneficiary, your new spouse will inherit the IRA. That's great. It's exactly what you wanted. But the problem lies when she then needs to decide who to put as the beneficiary of that money. And she may have children, friends, relatives of her own that she may want to put as a designation instead of your kids. This could lead to your children being unintentionally disinherited. You might want to consider a special kind of trust to prevent situations like this. Therefore, I always advise clients to review their retirement beneficiaries regularly. Also, think carefully about how you want to split your assets amongst your children. For example, giving one child $500,000 in taxable dollars and another child $500,000 in retirement dollars might seem fair, but the tax implications differ significantly. The child inheriting taxable dollars gets a stepped-up basis with potentially no taxes, while the child inheriting the IRA will pay taxes at their ordinary income rate. So let's put this all back together, and I'll say, While I understand why the law sided with Peggy, I believe she should disclaim the money so it goes to the estate and therefore the brothers. Retirement providers should also do a better job of reminding investors about their beneficiary designations. Jeffrey's failure to update his beneficiary designation left a significant mess for his family. This is why it always pains me to hear, "Oh, I'll be dead. The beneficiaries will just get the money and they can figure it out. At least they got something." But what they don't realize is that there are so many complications when instructions are unclear, which could cause more pain and grief than originally thought. There are just too many points of failure in this case, and I share this story so you can take measures not to be another example. But what do you think? Do you think it's fair that Peggy got to keep this money?